Hi, this is Mary Salinas. I'm making this video to show you how I made my Younique eyeshadow pigments that are loose into pressed pigments. I am going to be using this pan. You can buy these on Amazon or eBay. This little spatula to kind of mix up the pigment. 91% alcohol, if you could see it. You can use 75 too. I just found that the 91% dries a little bit faster. And then also the main ingredient, primer. I am using the Glorious Primer from Younique. Okay, so the pigment that I'm going to use is called Irresistible from Younique. It's like a cocoa matte brown, I'm sorry. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to add a little bit of alcohol to the pan. Mix it all up. Keep the alcohol in there. Then I'm going to open up my eyeshadow pigment and just drop a couple dashes in there. Then, once I have enough pigment in there to get me started, I'm going to pump 1 pump of Glorious Primer in the pan. Now that I did this, I'm going to mix them all up together. Kind of make a little paste. This is going to be a layering process. Once you got the first layer, you're going to go ahead and put more pigment in there. So you're going to put pigment, alcohol, pigment, alcohol. Depending how much you want in your pan itself, that's how much pigment you put. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of mix it a little bit around. You want it to get like a really good paste going. So if it gets a little bit hard to move around, you can go ahead and apply more alcohol. You might want to do this on a paper towel or a towel, because it does get a little bit messy if you aren't careful. It's okay if you put too much alcohol in. The alcohol will absorb. So if it's a little bit soupy, that's perfectly fine. So you're going to keep on mixing. Make it into little kind of watery down pigment. Once you got all the clumps, you're going to go ahead and repeat the process and put more pigment. Then we're going to put a little bit of alcohol. If this is your first time doing this, it's a little bit of a learning process and you will get it everywhere. But practice always makes perfect, so if you mess up, that's okay. Just let it dry and keep on continuing with your steps. Remember, you only apply 1 pump of Glorious Primer. You will know when you've kind of reached your limit when it starts kind of like seeping over. You can't put any more rubbing alcohol in it. I'm going to put a little bit more alcohol. To kind of mix everything up. Once you feel like you mixed up all the pigment and there's no lumps, you're gonna kind of clean it a little bit. Then let it tap on the table. Once you let it tap on the table, this will like release all the air bubbles. Then you just let it dry. It usually takes up to like an hour or two. So go ahead and just let it sit. I have one that's already was previously made. Once you let it sit and get firm is when you go ahead and go with the next step. So the next step is you get your quarter, wrap it up in a paper towel, then go ahead and apply your quarter into the pan and press down. When you press down the pigment and pack it all in together. And then also it helps absorb the leftover alcohol. I would say hold it about for at least 30 seconds. You can see the alcohol coming out from the paper towel above the quarter. If you feel like there's a little bit more alcohol left in it, you can repeat this step a couple times. Just make sure that you do this whenever the pigment is nice and firm. So I got all the rest of the alcohol. Now this is pretty much done, and I can let it sit for another hour or so before I use it. I usually let them sit overnight before I attempt to put my brush in them. I hope this helped you guys. Let me know if you have any questions. Mariah Salinas. Bye.